Graduates and guests, for those that are able, please remain standing for the national anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Graduates and guests, please be seated and welcome to the stage your Master of Ceremonies.
Distinguished guests, graduands, and the many friends and family watching this event live streamed around the world. My name is Alfred Deacon, Professor Matthew Clark, and I'm Head of the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, and tonight I'm your Master of Ceremonies. I wish to acknowledge the Wadawurrung people, the traditional custodians of the land on which we are gathered today. To elders past and present, including future generations, I pay my respects. The presiding officer for this ceremony is the Chancellor, Mr. John Stanhope AM, assisted by the President and Vice-Chancellor, Professor Ian Martin. Members of the stage party include University Council members Mr. Richard Carr and Mr. Peter Niblett, Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Research, Alfred Deacon Professor Julie Owens, Acting Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Education, Alfred Deacon Professor Christine Newer, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Business and Law, Alfred Deacon Professor Mike Ewing, Chair of Academic Board, Professor Chris Hickey, Director, Centre for Research and Assessment and Digital Learning, Alfred Deacon Professor David Bode, Mace Bearer and the Faculty General Manager, Science, Engineering and Built Environment, Mr. Darren Taylor, members of academic staff and senior managers of faculties and divisions. We also welcome Professor Richard Tinning, who will deliver today's occasional address. The Chancellor will now open proceedings.
I acknowledge the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nations, the traditional custodians of the land on which we are gathered today. We pay our respects to them for their care of the land. I extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. I acknowledge University Council members Mr. Richard Carr and Mr. Peter Niblett, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Ian Martin, our occasional speaker, Professor Richard Tinning, distinguished guests, Deakin staff, graduands, your families, and all our guests here present today. It is my very great pleasure to welcome you to this graduation ceremony. My congratulations to you, your families, and to all who have worked so hard towards achieving the success that we celebrate here today. This is a ceremony rich in tradition and history. The academic regalia you see, the colourful caps and gowns, and the beautifully crafted mace date back to the first universities of 12th century Europe. In the Middle Ages, academic gowns with their hoods and caps were a necessity for keeping warm in unheated auditoriums, and the mace was necessary to guard the Chancellor from unwanted incursions. But for hundreds of years, they have been symbols of university scholarship and integrity used in universities across the globe. Then, as it does today, the graduation ceremony represents a significant rite of passage, marking the end of your university studies and the beginning of the next stage of your career. Be proud of what you have worked so hard to achieve. Your journey to graduation has developed in you a number of important qualities. The courage to step out of your comfort zone and persist even when the task seems impossibly difficult. The capacity to think independently, ready and willing to change your views when you come across new evidence. An entrepreneurial mindset that encourages creative thinking and an openness to innovation. An appreciation of the importance of diversity and the ability to understand the world from the standpoint of others, not just your own. You'll find that the qualities you have developed through your Deakin degree will empower you to seek out new opportunities with the confidence you are ready and can contribute, and the resilience that will enable you to overcome the inevitable challenges ahead. Like you, I am a Deakin alumnus, and I believe you will find, as I have, that your Deakin qualification will be a valuable asset as you explore the opportunities ahead of you. You are joining an alumni community of over 250,000 Deakin graduates. I hope you will take advantage of and contribute to this extraordinary community who all began their professional lives at Deakin. They will be an invaluable resource as you embark on this next stage of your career. Sharers of knowledge, providers of professional connections, wise mentors, and future employers. Congratulations, you are about to become a graduate of Deakin University, and Deakin graduates are the truest evidence of the quality of a Deakin experience. You are a continued inspiration to council, to staff, to each other, and of course to future graduates. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to Geelong, the headquarters of Deakin University. Welcome also to this outstanding venue, Costa Hall. Chancellor, Deakin University legislation provides that the university may admit to an honorary degree any person who has made a distinguished contribution to a branch of learning, to the arts, or has been distinguished by eminent public services, or who has rendered distinguished service to the university. Chancellor, I'm delighted and greatly honoured to present to you and the guests assembled Professor Richard Tinning to be awarded the Deakin Honorary degree. I invite Professor Richard Tinning to stand. Professor Richard Tinning is Emeritus Professor of Pedagogy and Physical Education in the School of Human Movement and Nutrition Science at the University of Queensland. He began his university career in 1977 in the School of Education at the then newly established Deakin University. As a physical education teacher, educator and researcher, Richard has been a chief investigator on numerous ARC-funded research projects, had involvement in major Australian curriculum development projects, worked on large-scale professional development programs for teachers, and has been a consultant to both schools and universities. Since the mid-1980s, Richard has been an international leader in the field of physical education. A feature of this work has been his vanguard role in introducing critical pedagogy, action research, and reflective practice to the field. In 1995, in recognition of his outstanding achievements, Richard was awarded Deakin's first personal chair in physical education. In addition to a dozen books, Richard had published over 140 journal articles and book chapters relating to physical education, teacher education, and human movement studies. In 2007, he was made an International Fellow of the American Academy of Kinesiology and Physical Education, and in 2009, Honorary Fellow of the Physical Education New Zealand. He is also a Fellow of the Association Internationale des Écoles Supérieures d'Éducation Physique and Fellow of the Australian Council for Health, Physical Education and Recreation. In 2010, he was co-winner of the prestigious IOC President's Prize for his significant scholarly contribution to research in physical education and sport. Awarded only 10 times since it was established in 1978, Professor Tinning is the first person from the Southern Hemisphere to receive that prize. Chancellor, in recognition of Professor Tinning's eminent contribution and leadership in social critical scholarship in health and physical education, I present to you for the award of Deacon Honorary Doctorate, Dr. Richard Tinning. It is now my very great pleasure to invite the recipient of today's honorary degree to deliver this evening's occasional address. Graduands and guests, please welcome Dr. Richard Tinning.
Chancellor, Mr. John Stanhope, AM, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Professor Ian Martin, distinguished guests, academic staff, parents and friends, and graduates. It is a delight and honour for me to address you today and to receive the Honorary Doctorate from Deakin. Although I have studied and worked in numerous universities across Australia and internationally, in many ways, Deakin is my sentimental alma mater. Deakin provided me with significant intellectual nourishment across the 22 years that I worked here, and it had a major influence both on my personal and my professional life. I joined Deakin in 1977, as the Vice-Chancellor said, when the Geelong Teachers College and the Gordon Institute merged to become Victoria's fourth university. Back then, Deakin had only 2,500 students and one campus at Warn Ponds. The early years of Deakin were very different from today. I worked in the School of Education, which for some 15 years was housed in temporary, relocatable buildings like you see on the grounds of an overcrowded public school. We had no personal computers, no email, no internet. Those technologies, so indispensable for modern life, were only then in their experimental and developmental phases. Lectures were face-to-face, and in this pre-PowerPoint world, typically chalk and talk with perhaps a slide or two. The main source of information available to students and staff was the library and not Google. Notwithstanding these apparent drawbacks, those early days were both exciting and productive. We developed distance education, the first Australian university to do so. We created innovative, interdisciplinary curricula. Across the early years, the reputation of Deakin spread rapidly, both nationally and internationally. However, Deakin's identity as a small provincial university changed in 1987 with the establishment of what was then called the Unified National System. From its humble beginnings on a dusty paddock in Warn Ponds, developments after 1987 have seen Deakin become one of Australia's leading universities with multiple campuses and over 60,000 students. Well done to Deakin and all those who shaped her. Let me now talk specifically to you, the graduates. This is your day, and I want to offer my personal congratulations to you on your achievement. Well done, you. Today is, or should be, a joyous rite of passage. You've satisfied the requirements to graduate in your chosen field of study. It may not be the field that you end up working in, but that doesn't matter for now. Remember that many of you will have considerable support along the way from family and friends, and I hope that you have thanked them sincerely for their help. You will no doubt have been told that in addition to becoming a Deakin alumni, as a graduate you will need to be innovative, creative, and work in interdisciplinary ways, and become a lifelong learner. Let me take a moment to say something about becoming a lifelong learner. You don't become one just by having a university degree. Being a lifelong learner is an attitude towards life and not just a requirement for further employment. It's not just about learning new skills for a changing workplace, although that's important. It's about having an inquiring mind and being interested in a whole range of stuff. It also means staying open to new ideas and questioning your own beliefs and where they come from. In addition to becoming a lifelong learner, as a university graduate, you should continue to develop a healthy scepticism in regard to the claims that are made by everyone, from presidents and politicians to your Facebook friends and your university lecturers. Now please, don't be scared by the term scepticism. It's not synonymous with cynicism, nor with climate change denial. Rather, a skeptic is a person who is willing to consider alternative explanations without prejudice and preconceptions. A skeptic reasons rationally, seeks out evidence and carefully checks its validity. Such diligence takes time and can't be achieved by visiting one website or a few Twitter feeds. Now for a word about your chosen field of study. For those of you who are graduating with education degrees, I think the words of American sociologist Richard Sennett are provocative. He said, "The good teacher imparts a satisfactory explanation. The great teacher unsettles, bequeaths disquiet, and invites argument." In a world where people crave certainty, such a provocation might seem strange. But life is complex and uncertain, and when we are unsettled by something, perhaps an idea or a claim made by a friend or a colleague, we should remember that growth comes from disturbance, not stability. For those of you graduating with business, accounting and finance degrees, remember the importance of an ethical compass to guide your professional practice. As the global financial crisis of 2008 powerfully demonstrated, profit-driven bottom lines and personal wealth creation can be problematic ends in and of themselves. For those of you graduating with degrees in humanities and social sciences, remember that your field of study is not in opposition to the sciences. Rather, it offers a different and complementary understanding of the world that humans have created and the nature of humanity. For all of you, no matter what your field of study, remember the fundamental value of your discipline knowledge. That knowledge is part of an enduring quest by humans to understand our complex world and to improve the circumstances of those of us living in it. However, as you well know, the world we live in today faces many serious social, economic, environmental and human rights problems that seem both urgent and at times overwhelming. In this regard, it is disturbing to learn that we now live in a social context where facts produced by experts are being replaced by Google and Twitter trends, where sound bites spread fake news, and where emotion, intuition and gut feeling have become the dominant go-to processes that shape many people's lives. Solutions to climate change, environmental degradation, refugee crises, domestic violence, youth suicide, growing wealth inequality, and other complex contemporary problems will not be found on Google or Twitter, nor will they be achieved by simply following our gut feelings. They will need not only empathy, but also rationality, ingenuity, and collective action to solve. Remember, our society needs careful, thoughtful, ethical professionals like you. Careful in the claims you make, thoughtful and ethical in consideration for how your professional practice affects the lives not only of your students and clients, but also impacts on society more generally. Let me now finish by saying something about the world you will enter as you leave Costa Hall with your bright new degrees this evening, and to offer a small piece of advice, as is my wont. In many ways, it is a fabulous and fascinating world and will provide you with many opportunities and options. But at the same time, there are some troubling trends that will impact on your life choices and your opportunities. Most of you will know, perhaps from personal experience or the experience of family and friends, that the nature of work is both temporary and indeterminate. Rather than a secure job for life, you are told that you will have multiple careers across your working life. This is a feature of the economic conditions and business ideology in most Western countries. In many ways, this uncertain future can be seen as creating a precarious existence for young people in particular, and its effects are not only economic and social, and psychological. Negotiating your passage through these precarious times will require you to use both your intuition and your reason, your emotion and your rationality. Although you probably won't have the power to influence or change the macro social and economic context that is contributing to this precarious world, you do have significant power over yourself, over your body and your mind. In this regard, choose to make exercise a small part of your life. Make no mistake, exercise is generally good for you, and as long as it doesn't become an obsession, taking care of your body, what you put in it and what you do with it, is worth the effort. It won't guarantee a longer life or immunity from disease, but some form of regular physical activity will benefit you physically, mentally, and emotionally. To reaffirm the old cliche, strive to find a balance in your life between your professional, your personal, and your care of yourself. Thank you for listening, and good luck with the rest of your life.
Thank you, Dr. Tinning, for sharing your reflections and insights with our graduates today. Please join me in thanking again Dr. Richard Tinning. The Chancellor will now commence the formal conferral proceedings for the ceremony. Chancellor.
I shall now, with the authority of Council, award certain diplomas and confer certain degrees. I call upon the Chair of Academic Board, Professor Chris Hickey.
Chancellor, I have the honour to inform you that the candidates who will be presented to you and those candidates whose awards are to be conferred in absentia are entitled to receive their respective awards, and on behalf of the Academic Board, I certify that they have fulfilled all of the obligations and conditions prescribed by the University for these awards. I invite all eligible candidates to stand.
I will now receive candidates for admission to awards. With the authority of Council, I admit each of the candidates here present and those certified as in absentia to the appropriate award of the University and to the rank, privileges and responsibilities of that award. You are now officially graduates.
Graduates, please be seated.
Distinguished guests and graduates, doctoral degrees are awarded for a substantial original contribution to knowledge achieved in 2 to 4 years of full-time candidature. The Chair of Academic Board, Professor Chris Hickey, will now present graduates admitted to doctoral degrees.
Chancellor, I present to you these graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Ella O'Keefe. Dr. O'Keefe's thesis is entitled Mobile Image, Reading Modes of Vision in Forrest Thompson and Guest. Chancellor, Dr. O'Keefe. Dr. Catherine Riley. Dr. Riley's thesis is entitled Restoring Human, Non-Human Relationships, Posthumanist Possibilities in Researcher, Teacher, Environmental Education Worlds. Chancellor, Dr. Riley. Dr. Michael John Varica. Dr. Varica's thesis is entitled Multimodal Pedagogies and Music Students' Audio Meaning Making. Chancellor, Dr. Varica. Dr. Emma Louise Watman. And Emma, we're delighted that your mother can be here this evening to share this moment with you. Dr. Watman's thesis is entitled Post-Feminist Identities in Contemporary Fairy Tale Adaptations for Young People. Chancellor, Dr. Watman. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of doctoral degrees. Chancellor, the Acting Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Education will now present graduates to you. Graduates will be presented in groups of 10 or fewer. We will applaud graduates as each group is completed on the stage. Some graduates will wear a silk stole as a symbol of their cultural heritage. In this ceremony, graduates from the Institute of Career Education, along with other First Nation peoples across Deakin, will wear a stole out of respect for their culture. I call upon Alfred Deacon Professor Christine Ewer.
Chancellor, I present to you these graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Education. Master of Applied Learning and Teaching, Max Gerard. Taylor Haig. Master of Communication, Randityapu Putrabhatus. Jessica Rianne Saxton. Master of Cultural Heritage, Teresa Murray Archer. Master of Education, Special Educational Needs, Rachel Lee Bright. Aphrodite Petkovsky. Deborah Ann Rebello. Julianne Rager. Master of Humanitarian Assistance, James Wilson Sadlier. Master of International and Community Development, Juliette Grimm. Master of Teaching, Wendy Louise Anderson. Nop Tui Vie Nguyen. Master of Teaching, Early Childhood, Juliana Tenucci. Gemwell Ndoma. Chinyere Victoria Offo. Master of Teaching Primary and Early Childhood, Nadia Ceconello. Donna Louise Lum. Abby Nicole Robinson. Anastasia Seferis. Master of Teaching Primary, George Aranda. Shayla Ann Gibson-Zibi. Talitha Gooding. Blair Ippolito. Misha Isham. Katie Kilpatrick. Arisha Deepani Clinbale. Master of Teaching, Primary and Secondary, Christine Petrone. Yana Sylvie Aningsi Milan. Casey Ranko. Emily Johanna Scott. Master of Teaching Secondary, Nicholas Joseph Armstrong. Andrew Bonolo. Olivia Catherine Burrows. Jane Emmerich. Leah Lay. James Meeker. Tyson Lee Richardson. Gemma Alice Rossetti. Jason Ruff. Carol Tao. Master of Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Lakshani Rangika Welagidara. Shirley Jiang. Teo Kim. Yu Tien. Jia Zhao. Graduate Certificate of Communication, Farah Juha. Graduate Certificate of Education, Special Educational Needs, J. Bianca Stradala. Graduate Certificate of Education Business Leadership, Tracy Aberley. Joe Atkinson. Rebecca Auld. Robin Merle Bain. Amanda Jane Beseggio. Roberta Beseggio. Pamela Joy Blackburn. Shirley Elizabeth Brown. Michelle Buckley. Christina Jane Burns. Melissa Cameron. Grace Cassar. Claire Catherine Castle. Kylie Ann Clark. Michael John Cullen. Lisa Marie D'Angelica. Suzanne Feltis. Lisa Forsyth. Dawn Lorraine Hingritson. Fiona Jane Hood. Susan Margaret Hyland. Pamela Isaac. Michelle Ann McGovern. Roseanne Patenay. Pamela Rains. Lynn Ramsey. Suzanne Richards. Joan Mary Roberts. Debbie Gale Robson. Helen Mary Ross. Kathleen Mary Ryan. Ashley Salmond. Caroline Scatini. Debbie Gale Shoebridge. Helen Spargo. Sally Ann Staines. Kim Denise Steele. Jeanette Ann Stevens. Jennifer Sullivan. Scott Tanner. Colleen Therese Tobler. Simone Truswell. Tracy Ann Xenopoulos. Trina Uren. Justine Ann Walker. Heather Waters. Michelle Westlake. Gabrielle Marie Windsor. Graduate Certificate of Education Research, Gabriela Fernandez. Graduate Certificate of Higher Education Learning and Teaching, Luke Xianyu Chong. Nicholas Adam Hockley. Lewis Spenceley. Graduate Certificate of Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Sarah Ann Sard. Graduate Certificate of Education Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, Julia Ann Capon. Yue Han Helena Gung. Julia Lai. Etiveno McLennan. Kia Edwards. Graduate Certificate of STEM Education, Vicky Clone. Bachelor of Arts with Distinction, Bachelor of Commerce, Grace Cadell. Bachelor of Criminology with Distinction, Bachelor of Psychological Science with Distinction, Jessica Bridget Hollingsworth. Bachelor of Criminology with Distinction, Bachelor of Psychological Science, Rebecca Clark. Taya McMillan. Abby Sawyer. Bachelor of Teaching Science, Bachelor of Science, Erishi Ranasinghe. Lyle Pridayashana Abekun. Bachelor of Teaching Secondary with Distinction, Bachelor of Arts with Distinction, Taylor May Broad. Michelle Tran. Bachelor of Teaching Secondary, Bachelor of Arts with Distinction, Luke Markovich. Bachelor of Teaching Secondary, Bachelor of Arts, Simon Paul Banks. Jade Elise Cairns. Elissa Jane Ma. Peter Wolfnalski. Bachelor of Arts with Distinction, Georgia Ray Bennett. Lachlan Crispin. Emma Elizabeth Carnus. Jamie Malios. Amy Selena McGuinness. Adista Nuratika. Reese Salmon. Claire Teresi. Bachelor of Arts, Taylor Jade Arbeck. Samantha Barr. Nadifa Farrell. Bachelor of Arts, Professional and Creative Writing with Distinction, Julie Dixon. Bachelor of Arts, Psychology, Shayna Lodwick. Bachelor of Communication, Digital Media with Distinction, Nadia Putri Shapira. Bachelor of Communication, Digital Media, Sarah Andre Jane Elwood. Inda Pitria. Gibran Ryan. Bachelor of Communication, Public Relations with Distinction, Georgina Evelyn Reagan. Bachelor of Communication, Public Relations, Carly Blair Mansfield. Bachelor of Creative Arts Drama, Aidan Jonathan Neros. Bachelor of Creative Arts, Film and Television with Distinction, Kevin Uniza. Bachelor of Creative Arts, Visual Arts with Distinction, Rachel Brownfield. Bachelor of Creative Arts, Visual Communication Design, Varainanda Fairuza Badi. Bachelor of Criminology with Distinction, Jasmine Ashley Crimston. Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, Alexandra Caitlin Bissett. Latifa Hashemi. Christy Lynette Stairs. Bachelor of Early Childhood Education International with Distinction, Anisha Anil Kumarsingh. Yi Jun Luha. Nur Antika Binti Imran. Nur Sawana Binti Zakiria. Siti Rehana Binti Muhammad Nasir. One Nur Fatin Binti Wan Idris. Bachelor of Early Childhood Education International, Zahira Fatima Binti Abdul Karim. Gayatri Pamabisamem. Bachelor of Education, Early Years with Distinction, Honorary Wickramasinghe. Bachelor of Education, Early Years, Sarah Tyler. Bachelor of Education, Primary with Distinction, Timothy John De Freitas. Shani Christine Dolan. Natalie Miller. Matthew David Tabone. Daniel Whelan. Cassandra Lee Wyaz. Jacqueline Marion Wymond. Bachelor of Education Primary, Madeline May Darling. Alexandra Joyce. Alicia Jane Lee. Peter Christopher McClure. Jason Patrick Savage. Jacinta Rose Smith-Robbins. Tegan Alicia Vandenacker. Bachelor of Educational Studies, Tiffany Onching Law. Jad David Saxton Williams. Bachelor of Health and Physical Education, Charles David Dixon. Grace Nicole Ebenden. Andrew Robert Howe. Robert Paul Lawrence. Liam Payne. Bachelor of International Studies with Distinction, Iona Bindi Rene. Victoria Fabris. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Arts and Education. The Executive Dean of the Faculty of Business and Law will present graduates to you. I now call on Alfred Deacon, Professor Mike Ewing.
Chancellor, I present to you these graduates from the Faculty of Business and Law. Master of Accounting and International Finance, Anup Bhaga. Hui Zer Bai. Sanidi Samuel Mark Boda. Fern Thai. Samira Mario Crusto. Lu Dai. Kamal Datani. Chushara De Silva Rajaratna. Suan Ann Doi. Limira Christopher De Souza. Shivantika Indanil Chandrasekhara. Nipuni Gamage. Anmol Gupta. Lena Han. Huang Sechi. Una Huang. Yining Jiang. Smiley Kaka. Maroon Mai Kawali. Aditya Kanija. Xiao Jian Li. Yong Chiang Li. Sheyang Liu. Wen Se Liu. Shashani Lianawa Dugay. Sheng Luo. Sanil Mawanka. Shubhan Mandani. Navneet Kaur. Hai Huen Juan Nguyen. Nguyen Tran Feng Chi. An Chi Pan. Lakmini Pereira. Ankita Saini. Jasleen Saini. Tanu Saini. Fang Jiao Shang. Sharandeep Kaur. Supriya Sharda. Vareen Sudhakar Shetty. Ria Taka. Daneth Vong. Dui Hio Vu. Jie Wang. Akila Warareka. Di Wu. Min Yi Wu. Chi Feng Wu. Xiao Ming Wu. Rui Xue Xiong. Die Hong Yang. Qianzi Yi. Jiahui Zhang. Yang Zhao. Xiao Qian Zheng. Hao Song Zhong. Ying Zhou. Master of Business, Sport Management, Vinayak Chauhan. Xiang Yu Chen. Jonathan Iavais. Mohawk Grover. Jing Yao Li. Victoria Claire McKinnon. Mihail Monteo. Shashank Narayanan. Nikhil Charles. Shashank Pawa. Ali Poonwala. Ashwat Rajagopalan. Alicia Percy Ranikhetwala. Shiv Ranjit. Saketh Renati. Udbhav Saha. Ankit Singh. Natasha Singh. Chiao Chong Soon. Rohit Suresh. Yashodhan Wag. Peng Yu Wang. Tien Chern Wern. Bonnie Zhang. Zhe Chiang Zhang. Master of Financial Planning, Rochelle Silva. Ansanka Prabhat Siri Wardena. Master of Human Resource Management, Ashley Kate Butler. Master of International Accounting, Tui Bao Vin Din. Yao Fu. Du Juan Long. Jia Chi Luo. Chin Chien Lu. Nisha Pereira. Jia Liang Wang. Master of International Finance, Jie An. Lei Chong. Hao Lang Chern. Jie Yi Chern. Sorjag Kaderka. Yip Khan Leung. Hai Yang Lee. Jing Yan Lee. Yi Jun Liang. Esther Moody. Pu Yuling. Shilpa Yuraj Sawant. Xu Wang. Jia Long Wu. Clark Wu. Cindy Xu. Chin Zhong. Gon Feng Zhou. Master of Leadership, Michael Eisler. Master of Professional Accounting, Chi Fernando. Catherine Guo. Simbarashi Mudradzikwa. Han Sir. Annabelle B. Chingson. Shiyu Zhang. Wern Jun Jong, Master of Professional Accounting and Finance, Jia Yue Fan, Mike Jia, Da Fei Meng, Part Puri, Di Zhang, Graduate Diploma of Professional Accounting, Nicholas Robert Hawke, Graduate Diploma of Property, Sam Butler, Bo Xuan Yan, Graduate Certificate of Human Resource Management, Floribel de la Fuente, Graduate Certificate of Leadership, Danielle Kate Bishop, Graduate Certificate of Property, Zlatko Petrovic, Bachelor of Business, Sport Management with distinction, Merrin Christian, Ben Vincent James, Ashish Matiani, Thomas Parslow, Bachelor of Business, Sport Management, Devbrat Chowdhury, Michelle Alicia Clark, Sarah Jane Jansen, Simon Francis Obery, Zachary Pedersen, Jared Rees-Smith, Bachelor of Commerce with distinction, Ruby Helena Niaros, yep. Bachelor of Commerce, Theodore Adrian Barkas, Bachelor of Property and Real Estate with distinction, Vanessa Louise Howard, Georgia Naomi Kraushofer, James Alexander Lowe, Christopher James Mergia, Sam O'Connell, Braden J. Roscoe, Sally Skipper, Bachelor of Property and Real Estate, Lauren Arcilla, Chloe Isabel Cashins, Ashley Michael Choi, Peter James Christou, Anjana KC, Amanda Wambui Kainama, Maxine Labras, Garrett Young Lee, Natalia Lata Halutu, Mamoon Nigat, Shyam Patel, Hashindra Mario Pereira, Jacqueline Reed, Michael Tomadakis, Brooke Johannes, Bachelor of Sport Development, Daniel Faila, Rachel Lee. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates.
Chancellor, Deakin University Council established the title of Alfred Deacon Professor to recognise members of the University Professoriate who have made sustained high-level contribution to research at Deakin. The title is the highest honour the university can bestow upon a member of academic staff. Chancellor, I am pleased and honoured to present to you and the guests assembled Professor David Bowd, upon whom the title of Alfred Deacon Professor will be conferred. I call upon Professor David Bowd to stand. David Bowd is Professor and Foundation Director of the Centre for Research and Assessment and Digital Learning at Deakin University. He is also Research Professor, Work and Learning Research Centre at Middlesex University in London, Professor Emeritus, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, University of Technology, Sydney, Australian Learning and Teaching Senior Fellow. He led a national programme on assessment and learning to reform policy and practice across Australian universities. Professor Bowd is one of the most highly cited scholars in teaching and learning in higher and professional education internationally, with more than 51,000 citations. He has published key texts on assessment in higher education, including publication of 3 scholarly books with major international publishers, 18 edited scholarly books, 120 papers in international journals, and 123 chapters in scholarly books. Professor Bowd is a past president of the Higher Education, Research and Development Society of Australasia and has been awarded Honorary Life Member. He is also editor of the Journal of Studies in Continuing Education and has been awarded an honorary doctorate at Linköping University in Sweden. Chancellor, in recognition of Professor Bowd's outstanding and sustained contribution to furthering the university's research and scholarship in the field of higher and professional education, I present to you Alfred Deacon Professor David Bowd. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards for today's ceremony.
I am pleased to welcome Miss Taylor May Broad, who completed a Bachelor of Teaching Secondary with distinction, Bachelor of Arts with distinction, to respond to the Chancellor on behalf of all graduates. While studying at the Burwood campus, Taylor appreciated the flexibility and understanding of her professors displayed by allowing her to study some units at the Warren Ponds campus, which was more local to her home. Taylor has recently landed a job in disability support work and will also run the drama program there. Secondary teaching is in her future, but in the meantime, she's enjoying her new position. Her passion has always been in helping others, particularly inspiring others to find their calling or deeper purpose in this rapidly developing world. Graduates and guests, please welcome Miss Taylor May Broad.
Good evening, fellow graduates, family, friends, and all the individuals who were involved in organising this event. It is at this point in time I can finally say, holy heck, I did it. I can finally reflect back on my time at Deakin University and express that all the late night study sessions, the days of procrastination and very near meltdowns around assessment time, it is all worth it to be standing up here today and saying that I'm finished. My gosh, I'm so proud of myself and all the others that will be graduating with me today. Holy heck, we did it. Firstly, I would just like to thank all the amazing professors for all their support and late night email responses when I needed them most, as well as their inspiring stories and motivating words to push us through the hardest times of trimester when things got a bit hectic, particularly their understanding with granting extensions that were needed too. I would also like to thank my family for helping me out with petrol money here and there when I had multiple commute days up to Burwood, as well as just simply listening to me complain about an assignment I needed to write and if they had any feedback for me, or if they felt like proofreading for me. The answer was usually no. Overall, and I can likely speak on behalf of most graduates here, I'm incredibly grateful for all the amazing people I've met along my study journey. Those who shared the same career goals and interests, who I could vent to for hours about a problem I was having in a class, and have them being in the exact same boat, brought so much comfort and motivation to think of a solution or just tackle each day as it came. I would also like to thank those who were involved in organising my school placements and all the other 100+ students who needed them too. We all could literally not have done it without them. It was a crazy time, and cannot imagine how busy and stressful it must have been, thus am incredibly thankful. I will also thank the Arts and Ed team for their accommodation and flexibility for allowing me to study between campuses to minimise my commute time and just generally make life a whole lot easier. Lastly, I would like to thank all the amazing mentors I had on my teaching placements who taught me valuable lessons and skills I will be carrying out into the world, even if one of those lessons was to always check the marker before you write on the board with permanent ink. And before I leave, I just want to thank both my mum and dad for being here tonight, and my brother Noah, and my two nans, one of them which drove down from New South Wales, so that was awesome, and my partner too, Rob. That's all from me. Congratulations, everyone. We really have achieved 1 million.
Thank you, Taylor. Please join me again in thanking Miss Taylor May Broad. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to close the ceremony.
Congratulations, you're now graduates of Deakin University, your university. I hope your Deakin experience has nurtured your passion for learning, your entrepreneurial spirit, and your openness to new ideas, the very skills that will continue to enable you to build your success into the future. Be proud of your achievements. You've worked long and hard, but don't make the mistake of thinking you achieved your dreams without help. Today, it's an opportunity to acknowledge the support and encouragement you've received from those who have inspired and encouraged you when the going seemed hard. Graduates, I ask you now to stand, turn around, and face the friends and family who have supported you through your years at Deakin, and thank them with a huge cheer and a round of applause. If I could ask you now to turn around and face the stage, and can you also thank the academic and administrative staff who've inspired and supported you throughout your Deakin journey. Thank you. You can take your seats. I encourage you to remain curious, to continue to be creative, and to always be brave. 20 years from now, you'll be much more disappointed by the things you didn't do than the ones you did. Remember also the values you have learnt during your time with us. Be a force for good and show the world that Deakin has helped you become the very best you can be. Graduates, I wish you all the very best in your future endeavours and hope that at some time in the future, your career journey will bring you back to Deakin as continuing students, as colleagues, as mentors, as supporters, and perhaps most importantly, as friends. Please can I encourage you to keep in touch with your university? And can I encourage you to complete just one more survey, the Graduate Outcome Survey. The survey is sent to all students who have recently completed their degree and is an important Australian government initiative. Graduates, thank you for choosing Deakin. It's been our great privilege to be part of your education. I wish you good fortune for your individual and collective futures. On behalf of the Deakin University community, I offer congratulations to all our graduates, and I thank you, their family and friends for your support and attendance at this ceremony. From all of us here, once again, congratulations and a very good evening to you all. Well done.
Graduates and guests, that concludes the formal proceedings of today's graduation. Michael Cristiano, Ron Murray, Mary Catanchen and Ashley Watson will now return to the stage accompanied by the Matthew Flinders Ensemble. Following their performance, the academic procession, led by the mace bearer, will depart the auditorium. Graduates, to celebrate and acknowledge your new academic status, you are invited to join the academic procession. At the conclusion of the ceremony, graduates and guests are welcome to enjoy refreshments in the marquee situated in the John Hay courtyard. Please welcome to the stage our performers.
of blue shoots up through the stormy ground. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of luck, and the reason that you had to care, traffic is stuck, and you're not moving anywhere. You thought you found a friend to take you out of this place, someone you could lend a hand in return for a place. It's a beautiful day.